The country of Burma is a diverse plateau full of ethnicities of people like Aung San and Aung San Suu Kyi, who are unfortunately suppressed as they attempt to speak for the people in opposition to vexing military rule that has dominated Burma after its independence from colonial Britain. Aung San, who was Aung San Suu Kyi's father, had led Burma towards independence from its colonial power. Britain, who leached from its developing society by introducing Christianity and education to the population. Later, he would unfortunately be gunned down, and civil war would begin between those who stayed loyal to Britain, such as the Karen, the Kachin, and those who didn't. New Win had taken his place in 1962 and seized control of the government, as well as the Burmese army Aung helped develop, where instead he would venture in a treacherous path of tyranny with an iron fist mentality, bringing the country at war with itself by establishing policies to negate the success of his rivals who went against his regime, such as the Karen insurgency. Through this process, they railed villages of the Chin, Karen, Karenni, Rohingya, and Burmans, where they would relocate them to government-created camps to forcibly work to fulfill infrastructure projects as they burned down their villages, following a scorched earth policy to make these places uninhabitable. These actions would cause present and future influx of migrants and displaced people throughout Asia in cramped camps in Bangladesh, Thailand, and Malaysia, as up to 500,000 or more have been declared displaced over time to this day. The Rohingya population would especially receive backlash for their belief in Islam if they were caught fleeing, and the government continues to ethnically cleanse them. Towards the end of New Win's rule, he developed the economic backbone to pave a pathway for military groups such as the State Peace and Development Council's actions as they continue to dominate the country. The Burmese way of socialism that is still followed today allowed them to nationalize all private industry, expel foreigners, and close its ties with the world. The military to date receives 40% or more of the national budget, and 1 to 2% goes to education, leaving many uneducated and unable to practice their religions such as Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam. Aung San Suu Kyi was the people's remaining hope towards a better life as she returned to Burma in 1988 to introduce democracy to help its people, but unfortunately, the Parliament of Burma put her under house arrest until 2010, where she would be released in another attempt to fight for human rights, as her wishes would again be declined to help her people. Through the war and death occurring within Burma against its own people, the humanitarian crisis will continue as long as the political situation remains unsolved, leading to more death, migration, and rising military rule.